Hi, this is Ed. Welcome to the Outer Light channel again. Well, before I go on, I just want to thank my patrons at patreon.com/theouterdark. Also over at steemit.com/theouterlight. Well, I got an interesting post here from Reddit. As a matter of fact, Reddit Conspiracy here, so just a shout out to this individual, RUSTY Rusty Nuts 310 102 karma there, post karma. My best friend's uncle just posted these receipts on Facebook. Apparently he was Stefan Paddock's server on the 27th of September at the Mandalay Bay. This is the casino where this mass shooting took place in Las Vegas. By the number of guests and the amount of food, seems like he wasn't alone. So have a look at that image in a moment. Of course, there's numerous kinds of discrepancies around the story. At the moment, facts are still coming in, of course, or information still coming in to be disseminated. Here's a CNN video down here. Bet they're really loving it. They're taking a view from the hotel itself. Good old big massive pyramid at the top there with a nice little capstone. That was actually the view from the window of the suite itself, apparently, according to the official narrative. The official narrative which states that he was a lone gunman. What's interesting about this is this here. This is a receipt, apparently, unless it's a forgery, of course. You've got to keep it real. Everything can be a forgery these days. But nonetheless, this is what is posted here. So it looks like a normal receipt. There's a lot of food there, but the actual information we're looking for is in the actual name itself. So we go down to the full name here and blow this up a little bit. I'll get rid of this so you can see it a bit more clearly there, and we'll pull it up into a full screen so you can see it. So if we see the receipt here, we can see just the edge of the 27th there. So this is the day before. The official narrative states that he was actually checked into the hotel, but it seems he's still in the hotel. So again, if this is a real receipt, and I've got no reason to believe it isn't, although it could be a forgery, you've got to keep it real. A lot of data here people could check though, the desks, the name of the server, Antonio, the table, it has all this kinds of stuff in it, even the name of the terminal there, 5384, and so on and so forth. So here you can see it states, you know, there's a lot of food there, and if we go down to the bottom of the receipt itself, you can see it's got his room number there and Paddock Stephen Paddock there. And it states the goods that we're looking for really is at the top here where it says guests. Okay, that's supposed to say guests there, and that says 2 guests. Okay, so there were 2 guests in the hotel, apparently. If there were 2 guests on the 27th in that hotel, that would kind of line up with the strange story. If you saw it, the lady who stated that a woman approached the big crowd before the shooting, 45 minutes before, and stated that they were all going to die, you know, and things like that. Or it would also explain the information regarding the person that testified, or at least gave the narrative, who was staying allegedly next door to this individual, the mass shooter, in that hotel suite there, literally next door, who stated what he seen was a person dressed as a security officer being chased through the hotel itself, and that they killed that individual who was a security officer, as though someone was dressed up as a security officer also within that building. Again, seems like have the same kind of situation there that you have with a lot of these, and that's a lot of kinds of discrepancies. So let's go up here a little bit more. You get a little close-up of the top, the 9th. There's the 27th of September 2017. Staying where he checked in. You've got these details. These probably could be checked, although probably only by a private detective or law enforcement, because I doubt the hotel is actually going to reply to people's queries asking about, you know, the receipts and things like that. But as stated here by this individual who states that, I believe it's their, so we'll look back, their best friend's uncle just posted these receipts on Facebook. Apparently he was Stephen Paddock's server. So this is his friend's uncle who posted this there, Antonio. Guests number 2, so 2 guests in the room. You'd have to ask someone that works in the hotel business in order to know if these are just anomalies, or if they were likely to refer to 2 guests in a room if there was only 1. Usually I'd say you state that when you actually check in itself. So if you checked in early, and if you go down on this, you'll see this denotes that it's the Mandalay Hotel itself, down the bottom of one of these receipts. Which one it is, something there that says, so seems the same room number anyway. I'll just double check that room number in a moment. But here he had, I guess we'll just read out what he had. Apart from being there 2 guests, there's literally enough food for 2 people, so that would imply probably 2 people again. You have an Angus, looks like a double burger, $26. Provolone, don't know what that is. Provolone, sorry, but that's $26 for that. Angus is a certain type of beef which has been sold as grass-fed, I believe. It's a double burger there, and all these other kinds of things. He had caramel onions, it looks like caramelized onions added to the burger. Bagel with cream cheese, plain bagel, toasted cream cheese. One house soups, that was $12. Potato soup, extra $2 charge. Bottled water looks like a $10 fee. And all these other kinds of things, a soda and a Pepsi. So it came down to $68 plus a $10 tip, I believe. Brought it round to about, not sure the exact bill here. We can look at another version of both of them down here, I guess. Grand total of $84.33 USD, including tax. So that's a lot of money. It's a lot to spend on one meal. Of course, this is a very expensive hotel and casino, so I guess that's to be expected. Not any place I could probably survive very long on the amount of money I earn, but I don't want to live next door to a massive giant pyramid there anyway. It's not my cup of tea. But there you have it. Guests ranging in the numbers of 2. I don't know what that means. You'd have to be in the restaurant business to really decipher this. Have a room number. So let's go check that. I'll be back 1 second. Alright, I'm back. So here over at the earlier article I cited in the other video, this is regarding to the next door neighbour who was next to his room, Stephen Paddock's room, allegedly. This is what he states. He states his floor was a crime scene, and then who was the security guard who was killed by police. This is what I was referring to earlier in regards to this testimony. Link will be placed in the comments section. Hotel guest next door to Las Vegas. Shooter says multiple gunmen. Here's Stephen Paddock's room number is 32135. Let's double check this, of course. 32135, so it's the exact same room that was mentioned apparently. Of course, you could find these details if you wanted to hoax these receipts, but who really knows? I mean, I don't know if this is a legit receipt, but if this is a legit receipt, let's say, because you have to do follow-up work to check all this, of course, if this is a legit receipt that tells us a lot of things. For instance, it tells us the official narrative is not true, because it states here he's there on the 27th. Okay, he's there on the 27th, and that is before the official narrative says that he actually even checked in. And also it shows that there's two guests in the room. And this complies with the story we're getting from the next door neighbor there in the other suite, who states that a security guard was dressed up, and also could go with the story about some kind of strange connection with ISIS, who's claimed responsibility for this attack. And of course, if you look at ISIS claiming responsibility, they claim responsibility really for only their attacks. There's been numerous attacks. There's attacks all the time, that even with people that state they're ISIS, and still ISIS doesn't claim responsibility for that. ISIS, you've got to remember, is a construction. It's the counter gang of intelligence network working to destabilize the Middle Eastern region and work as a counter gang within Syria and Iraq. But regardless of that, they never claimed responsibility. They never claimed responsibility willy-nilly, but they claimed responsibility for this attack. Also, the information that was posted on 4chan in regards to the FBI running some kind of, some kind of entrapment here in regards to a Fast and a Furious kind of arms scandal that maybe went wrong. But all this is wild speculation. Anyway, there's the receipt for what it's worth. 9th, 27th of the 9th. 2 guests. Even has a bit of what they ordered there, which is, of course, also implies that it's 2 meals. It's enough for 2 people, obviously, there with 2 guests. And it's a large amount of money. So, in the meantime, of course, go and do your own research, decide for yourselves. Maybe you'll come to a different decision, and that's fine with me. All this is wild speculation at the moment, but you do what you can, you have a look at what you can, and you find what you can and try to piece together what you have with the information you have. In the meantime, this is Ed from the Our Light. Go and do your own research, decide for yourselves. Stay safe, and I'll see you all later.